learning goal today, the student will understand complementary and supplementary angles. We're going to go over these in the same day because they are very similar things, and what you do with each is the exact same. Okay, so that's why we're going to do both today. So first definition is complementary. Complementary means that you have two angles that add up to 90 degrees. That is it. Okay. Now specifically, we can talk about things that are complementary and adjacent. Put that together. So you're going to see, like this one says complementary, which means it's 90. Angles that are adjacent are the ones that are right next to each other. So specifically, this one is adjacent to this one, and it's also complementary. Okay? So it's just kind of like putting both terms together from the last 2 days. All right, so the first thing it asks you to do is it says draw an adjacent complement for each angle. So adjacent meant next to, complement meant 90. So it wants you to take each one of these and add an angle to it. That's adjacent. That would also make the total now 90 degrees. So if I look at this first one and I want to draw an angle, I could say, and I'm never very good at this here. So right now I have drawn in its adjacent complementary. It says adjacent, and now these two angles should add up to 90. Okay, but just like we explained yesterday with adjacent, I can sit on this side of Jason, or I can sit on this side of Jason. So you could draw a second one on this one too, going the other direction. Let's see if I can do that. I'll turn my head. I could also draw it over here. That does not look perfect, but my brain only sees it one way, so it's harder for me to see it the other way. That does not look perfect. Pretend. You can't draw a straight line.
I can.
All right. I would like you to draw in the next two adjacent complement angles. Well, just get it the best you can. So if that's my new angle, this one then would be 60, because 60 plus 30 is 90. And you could draw it there, or if you drew it on the bottom part, that's okay too. If you drew it down here and said that was 60, totally fine. Okay, next one is 45. I would probably just draw this one out close to this and make that 45. There's my 90. Of course, you could draw on the other side too. Okay, so those are adjacent complement angles. All right, next slide. I would like you to name two angles that are not complementary. Sometimes when you have to do the not, you understand the it is better. Oh, that's easy, Catherine says. Okay, what is it then?
BFC.
All right, hold on. Angle DFC.
Yeah, and DFE.
Angle DFE. All right. So let's see if she's right. So B to F to C and D to F to E. Are those two complementary? No, because 15 and 15 is 30. So this is one set that works. And I think Katie's looking at it awful weird. Did this one say anything about them being adjacent? No, so they don't have to be next to each other. Adjacent is different. This is just complementary. Okay, are there any other ones up here? Eric. AFB? Yeah. And CFE? Yep. Yes, these two right here would not be complementary because they would not add up to 90 degrees. Yes?
AFE.
Oh, we're still going. Okay, AF. Okay. Now AFE, AFE, okay, and what else?
DFE.
BCD.
DFE. The problem is that's a straight angle, and we need two angles that are gonna. So I think that's the only thing we have to be careful about.
It's a straight angle. So
it's a straight angle, another angle, which
Still an angle.
is still an angle. I'm not sure if that one would technically count or not. We could get. I mean, we could get cute and do things like, you know, this one and maybe this one. That would not be. I mean, we could do that for a while. Make another angles. Okay. All right. Next part. All right. Can we use this to write an equation? 1 and 2 are complementary angles. The measure of angle 1 is 24. The measure of angle 2 is 3x. What is the value of x? Write an equation. You know this. I know. I try to keep a couple easy ones in there.
I just don't remember.
What would it be? Our equation, Jeremiah?
3x plus 24 equals 90.
There you go. And angle 1 was 24. Angle 2 is 3x. And then we just solve our equation.
Oh, I what I got.
I'm getting 22, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Let's try one that is slightly harder.
Oh my god, it's so hard.
Okay. So this one says adjacent angles 1 and 2 are complementary. Adjacent angles. The measure of angle 1 is 35. The measure of angle 2 is 8x minus 1. Find the value of x and then find the measure of angle 2. So I would start off, I like to fill in the numbers when they don't give them to me. I like to see them. All right. What would our equation be here? Listen. Equals 90. Good. So 8x minus 1 plus the other angle, 35, equals 90. Okay. Now, when I did this with regular kids, they really didn't understand what to do next. What's the next part? Oh, I like terms, so what would that be? How much? Plus 34. They were trying to say plus 36. So remember, this is like taking away 1 from 35. So it's 8x plus 34 equals 90. Subtract from 34. And divide both sides by 8. What?
6.
Losing your mind today, Cal.
I don't know how to do simple multiplication.
I'm sorry. I'm
Me
there with you.
neither. I
sometimes.
haven't used calculators too much. I don't know how to.
Okay. All right. Now we need to do B. How do we do B? Eric. And then we subtract 1. It wants us to find the measure of angle 2. So we're going to have to go up here to angle 2 and say 8 times 7 minus 1. So it's 56 minus 1 is 55. Okay? And I'm doing it that way. I realize there's another way to do it. We could have just subtracted 35 from 90. But like the one in the warm-up today, we might not know. So we got to make sure we know how to go back and plug it in. All right. That is everything on complementary. You feel like you understand complementary before I switch to supplementary?
Kind of.
Kind of.
I know.
All right. So this is the exact same thing over again, except that supplementary means what? It adds up to 180.
Oh.
It's the same. It's the same thing. That's why we're doing it all in one day.
That's great.
So you have any combination of angles, they just have to add up to 180.
Equals 2.
All right. Whoops. Here we go. All right. I would like you to draw an adjacent, which means they're next to, supplement, which means 180 for each angle, and then find the measure of each of those. So go ahead and do that. It's one way to draw it. So this one would be 130. Okay, or you could draw it this way. That would be fine too, and this would be 130. Okay, if I look at the next one, I could draw this one right here. What is that?
15.
Okay, so I could draw it there, or if I wanted to squeeze it over here. Obviously, mine does not look perfect. C is the easy one, so I mean, I can go this way, and it's 90, or I saw some of you go this way, so this was 90, and that's it. Okay, that's the only difference. This one's 180. All right, so can we write an equation for supplementary angles? Carter.
4x plus 74 equals 100.
Yes. 4x, we're not even going to solve this one, we're just going to set it up. 74 equals 180.
Jason's already solving it.
Oh, look at Jason. Teach because Jason really likes Jason.
Oh, yeah, Jason.
That's what it is.
Do you have to show your work on the ACT?
All right, this one gets a little bit trickier, so this one's going to take a little bit of thought. All right, this one says if A and B are supplementary angles, and A is 3 times as large as B, find the measures of A and B. Okay, so we're going to start off by drawing a picture. These are going to come up all the time.
Oh, this is easy.
This is easy.
It's
Okay.
A3 plus B.
Okay,
That's
hold on.
wrong. That's wrong.
Hold on, I'm not saying you're horrible. It's not horrible. Okay, so I need to label these A and B. So which one's going to be A?
A. The bigger one.
The bigger one, because it says it's 3 times as large. So A is going to be the bigger one. and we have B. Okay? We're going to use algebra to do this. So what am I going to label angle A? 3x. Good. Okay, because it says it's 3 times bigger. So the question is, what do we put in for B?
0. X.
What? X. Because this one's 3 times bigger than this one. Now see if this makes sense. Like if I said X was 10, 10 times 3 is 30. Is this one 3 times bigger than this one? Yes. So that's why this one's just X. This one's just 3. Okay, what would be my equation then? Yep.
So 4x.
So 4x equals 180. And then we divide both sides by 4. How much does that give me? 40. No, what is it? 45? Oh. 45. Okay, and then if we go back and find the measures of the angles, that means that this x is 45, and this one's going to be 45 times 3, so 135, so this side is 135, and 135 plus 45 is 180. Could I have also subtracted? How would you know? Oh, you mean subtracted after 45, 180? You could, yeah. It's just as easy to multiply by 3 here. All right, last one we're going to look at. So I'm going to give you another harder one. All right, let's see if we can figure out this one.
What is that? Oh, that's easy.
Oh, that's easy.
The other side
That is
equals
easy.
Wait, look. The other side equals the other side, and the other side equals the other side.
What?
And, oh my gosh.
I see what she's saying, but she worded it really badly.
I don't do that.
Catherine,
You don't do
worded it
this?
really badly.
No.
Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
But
that
is not
Oh, good. That's not.
it's perfection.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to practice.
All right. What do you think? How would we set this up? Eric.
The other side equals the other side.
180, and the two angles above it make up that angle. So that means it equals 180. And so it's 0.2x which is one side, and then 150 to 0.2. It adds up to GOB, which is 180.
So I take this one and I add.
I did not get that.
You did not get that? Do you get it now?
I did.
I did.
Oh.
I drew it in as he was talking. He said it right. He said GOE is 180 degrees. That's a straight angle. And there's this angle here, and there's this angle here. So yeah. So you did not. He said it beautifully.
It looks like a nutty.
It makes sense how he worded it. It's so
No,
very.
he did great.
Oh yeah, we're married.
All right.
These are my rings.
Okay, so let's continue to solve this. You finish solving it and tell me what you get. 139. It says, what is the measure of GOH? So it's saying, what is GOH? And it's saying, what is EOH? So those are the two things I need to figure out. How am I going to figure this out?
Multiplication.
Look at your picture. How am I going to figure that out? All I know right now is that X is 139.
Is regular math learning this?
Well, they're learning some of it, but not all of it. Eric's got his hand up tall. Carter's got his hand up.
Oh no.
Now it's back down.
Look at it.
Look at it. No, yeah, I want you to tell me how to find it. How to find GOH.
Oh.
There's a couple more hands. All right, Yana, what do you think?
So find FOG first, and that's 139 times.
Wait, FOG?
Yeah.
You mean GO? You mean GOH?
No. No. You have to find.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm following you now. You want me to find this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do I find that one?
0.2 times 139.
Good.
And that's 27.8, I think.
27.8.
Yeah.
Someone double check her math.
It's right.
It is.
Okay. Then what do you do?